I think it's around 5 o'clock in the morning at the moment. Regardless, it's a stupid time to be up and out of bed. However, it's the price I pay for being into landscape photography. Sunrise, it's in about 2 hours time. So with that in mind, I'd best get a move on, hadn't I? Especially as I've got an hour's drive to one of Kent's top beaches this morning. I'll see you there in just a minute. Hi there and welcome to a very blustery Kent coastline. This morning I'm here at Botany Bay. That's the one in England, not the one in Australia, obviously. The plan had been this morning, obviously, to leave home nice and early in the morning, come out this morning and share an amazing sunrise with you. Of course, I don't film too many of them. Time is of the essence at this time of the day, and I'm always constantly running around trying to get the perfect compositions, trying to get that beautiful light whilst I still can. Headed out this morning, and Alpenglow did suggest that there was going to be a bit of a poor sunrise, but you can only believe the apps so much, can't you really? Sometimes I've been out and it'll say, look, there you go, get a poor sunrise, and I've gone out and look, what do you mean? It's amazing, ridiculous. Other times I'll go out and it'll say, oh, you're going to have a great sunrise. And I'm like, I get out there and I'm like, well, okay, where is it? So you can only believe the apps so much, you can only trust them a little bit really. But sunrise is just happening right about now, and oddly, the sun is coming up. I can see it in the distance. It's just appearing in the distant horizon behind you. So why am I shooting in this direction? Well, of course, it's always lovely to capture the sun as it comes up. But in this case, we've got a lovely bit of purple fringing in the background. I'm not sure what it's called. I'm useless when it comes to these technical terms. But we've got some beautiful purple in the distant clear sky. The sky's a little bit too clear for my liking. There's not enough cloud, but we are pointing towards the sea stacks, which is the main point of focus when you come here to Botany Bay. This stretch of beach, it really is a beautiful part of the region. And the aim is, I'll get the live view up in a minute as well. We're here at low tide, and we've got some lovely wet beach here in front of us, and it's just creating some lovely reflections off the sand, off the cliffs. And of course, as the sun comes up, these cliffs are going to be illuminated with some lovely light. So whilst it's always beautiful, it's always great to point your camera in the direction that the sun's coming up. It's always worth, and I don't do it very often, I have to admit, I don't do it very often. It's always worth as well pointing away from the light, capturing what is being illuminated, and that's what we're going to do here this morning for this grand shot. So let me get the live view up. I'm going to rotate and go around so I can share. I'm just going to have to make a few minor adjustments because, as always, I'm not completely prepared. Always helps. But let's get that live view up on screen now, and as you can see, this beautiful shot that we've got to play with this morning. We've got the cliffs over here on the left hand side. We've got a little bit of cloud over on the right, and in here in the foreground we've got these lovely reflections. I'm just going to adjust the exposure metering on the live view, and if I just darken it a little bit, just over here, you can just see what I mean in terms of that lovely purple, that magenta colour in the sky that we're getting. Of course, over here, even though I've darkened the exposure a little bit on the live view, we're just getting a lovely little bit of light on those cliffs. Absolutely perfect for this morning. I'll come back now. In terms of the settings for this first image, well, of course, I'm going to exposure bracket still. As you saw from the live view, if I ETTR exposed to the right a little bit too much, we won't get all those colours out of the sky. So I'll probably take 3 images, but after last week's video, what would you expect? So the first image, I'm going to go 1 stop of light over exposed, ISO 100, f8, 1/15 of a second. Let the runners go past me and out of shot. I'm recording, I'm talking with people around me, what's going on today. But focused nicely in on the cliffs. Perfect. Let's get that first shot. 2-second timer because it's really windy today, so at 1/15 of a second, it really is. There's going to be a lot of camera shake, but there's our first shot. Let's get that perfectly exposed shot now, 1/30th of a second. Again, 2-second timer. There's our second shot, and now we're going to go 1 stop of light over underexposed. I got that wrong so much last week. I swore I wasn't going to get it wrong this time, but it can't be helped. We're going to go 1 stop underexposed now, which takes me to 1/60th of a second, brings out that beautiful, beautiful light. And I think now I'm going to share that shot, and then we're going to go off and explore this beach at low tide. Look at the light show we're getting with the clouds. It is just too good an opportunity to pass up. Days like this, it really is worth getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's amazing to think that in a few more hours, this whole area where I'm standing now will be back underwater. The sea is slowly coming in after a low tide, and it is an angry sea, as you can see this morning. There's so much foam in the waves. There's going to be some dramatic shots to capture, I'm sure, before I head home. But at the moment, it's still low tide, and it means we've got this incredible landscape to work with. We've got this canvas of a beach to find shots you wouldn't normally see if you came here at any time other than low tide. Now, of course, give it a little bit longer, and when high tide hits, I'll no doubt have the ND filter back on, and I'll be getting those long exposures, because you know how much I love getting that kind of minimalistic, simple look. But for now, it's all about finding something different, and it's about exploring, seeing what we can find. You've got seashells on the seashore. I think I just about managed to get that one out. You've got rock formations lovely light hitting these rocks. We've got seaweed, the green seaweed, all these lovely textures. Sunrise is now done and dusted. The sun is now well up above Botany Bay, so we're getting some real proper light. Unfortunately, we don't have too much cloud. We don't really have any cloud anymore, so we don't have that atmosphere in the sky, which is a little bit of a disappointment, but never mind. It means we can focus on other sections, a bit like the textures that you get in the sand, those wavy lines, those patterns, all left by the tide as it's departed. And then of course, don't forget, try and get down low, see the world from a different vantage point. We spend so much time looking around, even now how I've got the camera set up. We've got the camera set up kind of at a normal height, how anyone would expect to see the world. Get down nice and low instead, and you can capture something different. I'm going to hang around though, see what else I can capture, hopefully get some of those crashing waves, a few more images to share with you, and I'll see you next time.